We stood in silence, side by side. The day had yet to come alive. Your eyes were calm, your breath was slow, while mine betrayed what I don't show. You checked your notes, your tie in place. I caught a glimpse, then turned my face. The hum of lights, the world still dim, but my heart beat loud because of him. And I don't know what this could be, a fleeting thought or something deep in me. You move with grace, so unaware, while I get caught in how you care. You didn't speak, you didn't see, but that moment stayed with me. The lift was quiet, time stood still. I watched you with a breathless thrill. A pen in hand, your fingers light, while I stood wishing for more might. I wore soft tones, my lunch in hand. You asked if I could understand. Your voice was low, your words were kind, but I was lost inside my mind. You start your days before the sun, while I still struggle just to run. You photograph what most don't see, while I hide all that stirs in me. You're steady shore, a gentle guide, while I just learn to keep inside. This isn't love, at least not clear, but something blooms when you are near. If I told you, would you turn, or just dismiss what I yearn? I let it pass, I play it cool, but still I feel like such a fool. And I don't know what this could be, but it's planted something quietly. You lead with calm, I trail behind, still hoping someday you might find that even stillness holds a sound of feelings waiting to be found. You stepped inside, the light was soft. Your hands were full, your tie slightly off. You nodded once, said nothing more, and I just smiled like times before. You never say too much too fast, but somehow still your presence lasts. Morning hushed the subtle air. I felt a shift or nothing there. And I wonder if you ever knew what that silence pulled me through. You're careful, kind, but hard to read, and I'm all nerves and hidden need. You stand so close yet far from you, butterflies. You lead the room with quiet grace, but never try to chase the race. You fix what's wrong, you think it through, and never show what troubles you. You walked ahead when we stepped out. I watched your back still filled with doubt, and though no words were really said, a warmth remained where silence led. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's more, but it's a feeling I can't ignore. I won't pretend, I won't confess, I'll just keep walking nonetheless. And I wonder if you ever knew what your stillness pulled me through. You're careful, kind, but hard to read, while I hold hope I shouldn't need. You stand so close yet far from view, but somehow I was drawn to you. The doors closed slow, we stood so near. I felt the weight of silent air. You stared ahead, so still, so sure, while I was trying to endure that quiet hum, the end of day. You held your drink and looked away, but something passed, a flash, a spark, a warmth that glowed inside the dark. And I don't know what this is, but it's something I can't dismiss. You're all composed, I'm all exposed in this space that no one knows. I breathe it in, pretend it's light, but it lingers deep into the night. Your voice is calm, your words are few. You lead with ease, you think things through. I crack a joke, you barely smile, but I replay it for a while. You carry frames of things you see, while I hide feelings silent night. You never asked what's on my mind, but somehow you're the quiet kind. The lights above felt harsh and bright, but still you looked like steady light. You left the car, I stayed behind, still tangled in a silent bind. You move through life with practiced grace, while I just long to read your face. And in that ride, not much was said, but all these thoughts still echo red. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right, but something shifted in that night. You didn't see, pale blue sky, steam rising as the day passed by. Hands wrapped around a cup so tight, eyes focused somewhere past the light. Your voice was low, your tone was clear, but never close, never near. I said too much, then said no more, still hoping you'd see what I ignore. And I don't know if this is real, but I can't help the way I feel. You keep it calm, you keep it clean, while I get lost and in between. I wasn't meant to fall this way, but something shifted yesterday. You speak in lines in thoughtful space, never a rush, never misplaced. You move through mornings just like snow, leaving no mess, just a glow. I bring the work, you bring the calm. I try to match, but I stay wrong. The sky was cold, the wind was thin, still something warm was pulled within. You take the wheel and ride alone, a rhythm carved in heart and bone. I stay behind and watch the air, hoping you knew I had stood there. You held a frame not meant for show, but caught me watching, didn't know. And in that pause, no words were said, but I still carry what was left unsaid. Maybe this is just a phase, a quiet dream that won't behave. But even silence leaves a mark, especially when it stirs the dark. And I don't know if this is real, but I can't help the way I feel. You keep it calm, you keep it clean, while I get lost and in between. I wasn't meant to fall this way, but something shifted yesterday. You sat across with calm and grace, that kind of ease I can't replace. Your notes were neat, your tone was low, while I just tried to keep control. You asked a question, met my eyes, I felt the heat, I told a lie. I said I'm fine, but couldn't hide the way my heartbeat hit my pride. And I wish I could be cool, but every glance just breaks the rule. You lead with ease, I come undone, still chasing warmth I shouldn't run. I smile too big, I shift my gaze, but you're the calm inside my haze. The sky outside was painted gray, but something soft had come to stay. You scribbled notes. I watched your hand and wondered if you'd understand. I held my lunch, you played a song. The hum so faint, but felt so strong. You looked away, then back again, and all my reasons slipped right then. You're close to all, yet out of reach. With every word you seem to teach. You joke with them, you lead so well, but I stay quiet in my shell. You never see the way I freeze, the way my thoughts fall off with ease. I shouldn't feel this in this room, but something's blooming in the gloom. If I could fold this feeling small and place it somewhere down the hall, maybe then I'd find a way to talk to you like yesterday. And I wish I could be cool, but every glance just breaks the rule. You lead with ease, I come undone, still chasing warmth I shouldn't run. The rain may pass, the light may dim, but I still feel it deep within. The morning train was slow and still. You stood beside me, calm and chill. A quiet nod, no need to speak, but I felt something brush my cheek. Your hands were full with files and thought, while I just tried to not get caught in how you move and how you pause and how you break my every clause. I don't know what this could be, but it's rising quietly in me. You never look, but I still see the way you breathe so carefully. I try to play, but it's too close to walk away. I packed my lunch with extra care, rehearsed my words, fixed up my hair. You glanced and said, "You're early too." I smiled and froze, unsure what to do. You live in plans, you talk in lines, while I get lost between the signs. But even silence left behind a warmth I couldn't quite define. The sky was soft, the streets were wet. You didn't notice, and yet your presence settled deep somehow, and all I knew was here and now. You wore your calm like second skin, while I just felt too much within. I shouldn't want, I shouldn't care, but I still wish you'd meet me there. Maybe this is just a phase, a passing thought that slips away. We met beneath the cloudy sky. You held your coat and passed me by. Your shirt was loose, your steps were slow, but something in your calm did glow. You spoke so soft but never stayed. Your kindness always half displayed. And though your words were short and few, I felt them echo straight on through. And I don't know what this could mean, between the spaces in between. You looked ahead, I looked below, and carried thoughts I couldn't show. I laughed too loud, I moved too fast, but still you linger when you pass. I held my back, the steam rose light, the city shimmered, washed in white. You stood there reading something old, while I tried not to act too bold. You never reach but never pull. Still every morning feels so full of maybe this and what if that, and quiet things we never chat. You start your days before the sun. I chase the clock and try to run, but somehow in that rooftop air, it felt like more than morning's glare. You glanced and said it might rain still. I nodded back against my will. A tiny warmth began to climb and stayed with me beyond the time. I wonder if you even feel the little moments I conceal. Your silence is an empty space. It's something soft I can't erase. And I don't know what this could mean, but in your quiet there's a seed. You hold your world with gentle hands, while I try hard to understand. Maybe it's just a phase, a glance, but still I feel it in your stance. Just us two, evening light fading to hue. You stood so calm, your bag in hand, while I forgot how to stand. You looked ahead, not to the side, but something soft stirred deep inside. I clutched my coat, avoided gaze, still caught inside your quiet haze. And I wish I didn't feel this way, but silence hits me more each day. You speak so few believe a mark, and I get lost inside the dark. You never mean to draw me near, but still I feel you standing here. You talked with ease just hours before, about a trip, a plan and more. I laughed too loud, you gave a nod and walked away like nothing's odd. But now this space feels far too close. My chest is loud, my voice is ghost. The hum above, the numbers blink, and all I do is try not to think. Your rhythm said you speak so clear, while I still chase what's never near. You carry tunes and foreign lines, and I just write between the signs. You don't see how my fingers freeze, or how my thoughts fall out with ease. I shouldn't want what can't be true. to shake it, play it down, but somehow you still wear the crown. And I wish I didn't feel this way, but silence hits me more each day. You never speak what's on your mind, yet something in you feels kind. You never mean to draw me near, but still I feel you standing here. The sky turned soft as the day grew late. You sat across with calm and weight. The quiet strength you always hold pulls at pieces I can't control. You jotted notes with steady hand. I stared too long, you didn't understand. Your eyes were kind but never too near. Still something warm was drawing me here. I almost said it, almost let it fall, but silence wrapped around it all. You're too sure, I'm too unsure, and love like this don't come mature. So I smile, then I look away, and hope you might still hear what I don't say. You carry books and deeper thought, while I still trip on what I'm taught. You ask if I need something more. I shake my head hard on the floor. You're the kind who reads between the lines where I've never been seen, but part of me still wants to try to meet your gaze and not just sigh. We walked out slow into the breeze. I held my bag tight at the knees. You joked a bit, I laughed too loud, wishing I could blend into the crowd. My clothes were plain, my tone unsure, but something soft in you felt pure. You climbed your ride, waved goodbye, while I stood still, wondering why. If timing's wrong and life won't bend, would I still want this in the end? Or is it just the way you move that makes my heart forget the rules? I almost said it, almost let it fall, but silence wrapped around it all. You're too sure, I'm too unsure, and love like this don't come mature. So I smile, then I look away, and carry words I couldn't say. You sat alone, your gaze so still, a quiet kind of strength, a steady will. I joked around to fill the space, but couldn't look you in the face. You held your drink, your mind was far. I wondered who you really are. You never flinch, you rarely smile, but I stayed near just for a while. And I felt it there between the lines, something warm that crossed the signs. take the same ride every night, while I just watch you fade from sight. The way you speak, the way you pause, it cuts right through without a cause. You never meant to leave a trace, but I still feel you in this space. Maybe I smile too much to hide the pull I feel, I can't confide. You never asked, I never said, but I replay it in my head. And I felt it there between the lines, something warmed across the signs. You didn't move, but I still knew that moment changed the way I view. I laugh, I shine, but not today. You made the noise inside me stay. You sat alone, lost in your notes, while I unwrapped something I wrote. Your voice was low, your posture clean, like everything you do is lean. I cracked a joke, you raised a brow, and I'm still thinking of it now. You never blink, you never bend, but somehow still you make me send. And I know I'm not supposed to feel, but this stillness somehow feels real. You're built on facts, I chase the flame, but still I whisper your name. You don't see what's in my eyes, but I can't hide these quiet sighs. To stay, my lunch untouched. I watched you think, my drink gone warm, my heart would sink. I smiled too wide, then looked aside, while you just worked and let it slide. They all look up to you with pride, and I just try to step inside, but you keep pace while I fall back, still chasing what I think I lack. The space was calm, the light was slow, and yet there's something you don't show. You speak in facts, I feel in waves, but I get pulled by how you stay. Maybe it's just the way you move that makes me doubt what I should prove. You're not the kind who plays with hearts, but you're the start of all my parts. And I know I'm not supposed to feel, but you're the silence that turns real. You talk in lines, I breathe in curves, still drawn to things I don't deserve. You don't see what's in my eyes, but I keep falling, no disguise. We stepped inside, just me and you. The hum was low, the light was new. Your sleeves were neat, your gaze ahead. I counted words I never said. You cleared your throat, then looked away. I smiled too wide, had none to say. You never mean to leave a trace, but still I memorize your face. And I'm caught in half a breath between the silence and what's left. Your kind, composed and unaware, while I pretend that I don't care. But something in your quiet way has made me wish while I walk slow just to feel the morning breeze. The sky's so light, but all I see is you inside. Your voice is soft when you explain, while I forget my own first name. You hold the room with subtle grace. I hide the blush across my face. Say too much too fast, and yet your stillness seems to last. You listen deep, then speak so few, but every line cuts right on through. I wore my best and stood up tall, but still felt small beside it all. And in that box of steel and glass, I wish this moment wouldn't pass. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right, but I replay that look each night. If you could feel what hides in me, would you just stand silently? I'm still caught in half a breath between the silence and what's left. You're kind, composed and unaware, while I pretend that I don't care. It's just a moment, just a glance, but I still wish I had the chance. You sat alone near the window seat. Rain tapped the glass in steady beat. You held your drink and stared outside, while I just tried to act alright. Your voice was calm, your words were few, but something warm came rushing through. You didn't smile, but didn't frown. Still somehow you turned me around, and I felt more than I should. In a moment I well understood. You never meant to make me fall, but I was never safe at all. I laughed too quick, I looked away, but your silence made me stay. You speak so clear when standing tall in front of them. You own it all, but here with me in quiet air, you seem surprised that I was there. I clutched my lunch, forgot to eat, too busy tracing every beat of something soft that shouldn't be, still pulling deeper out of me. The sky was gray, the room was still. You didn't speak and never will, of how your fingers brushed the chair, but left a warmth that stayed right there. You drove away, I watched you go, still wondering if you'd ever know that what you see as simply kind left a shadow in my mind. Maybe you'll never see me blink, I guess the way I stop to think. But even if it fades with time, you change something that once was mine. Your shirt pressed clean, eyes on notes caught in the screen. I tried to joke, to break the ice, but you just nodded once concise. The coffee steamed, the room was tight, and though the sun had spilled its lies, the way you held that silent air made me forget how not to care. And I felt something I can't name, in the quiet, soft and untamed. You didn't smile, you didn't speak, but still you made my arm weak. You never asked, you never knew, but I was pulled too close to you. You held your cup with steady hands while I kept checking for my plans. A sandwich half ignored in front, my heart too loud for what I want. The words came slow, exact and few, but every pause just drew me through. You never flirt, you never play, but something kind was there that day. You speak in facts and always lead, while I just hide behind my speed. They see you strong, they see you smart, I feel too much and fall apart. We left that place, you walked ahead, I kept your lines inside my head. No promises, no shifting ground, but something quiet had been found. Maybe it's nothing, just routine, but it slipped right through the in-between. I played it bright, I laughed too loud, while hoping you'd look through the crowd. And I felt something I can't name, still soft, still strange, still not the same. You never meant to pull me in, but now I wonder where you've been. You didn't love, you didn't try, but still I can't explain why. The doors slid closed, the world went still. You stood so calm, I fought the chill. Your jacket sharp, your mind so clear, but I felt warmth just standing near. You checked the time, your hands so light. I watched you move in soft gray light, a mug in hand, no words to say, but something real slipped in that day. And I don't know what it means, this space between our silent scenes. You look ahead, I look below, still feeling something start to grow. No touch, no glance, no spoken lines, but I was yours in borrowed time. The floor display kept moving slow, but you and I had more to show. Not in the words, not in the air, but in the stillness we both wear. I held my breath, you checked your screen. You said one thing, so crisp, steady pace while I just try to find my place. They call you sharp, they call you wise. I lose myself in how you rise. And though you never look for more, I wonder what you're waiting for. You left the lift, I stayed behind, still here in silence in my mind. Maybe this is nothing new, but I can't shake what I walk through. A passing thought, a quiet thread, but you still echo in my head. And I don't know what it means, this pause between our in-betweens. You stood so close but didn't see what that stillness did to me. No words, no signs, no clear intent, but something real was almost sent. You sat alone before the bell, a mug in hand, no need to tell. The room was still, the sky was gray, and I forgot what I should say. Your voice was calm, your posture straight. You spoke of time and learning late. I nodded once, but felt a shift, like something more was in that gift. And I don't know what this means, but there was more behind the scenes. You didn't move, you didn't try, but I got lost in just your sigh. A subtle pause, a glance too slow, and now I'm feeling what you'll never know. I took my seat, my meal untouched. You asked if something felt too much. I smiled and said, it's just the rain. But truth was humming through my veins. You're all composed, you speak so clean, while I hold thoughts that stay unseen. I reach for words, they fall apart, but something in you pulled my heart. They say you lead with silent might, that every phrase you choose is right. But here with me, before the day, you seemed a little far away. And in that space a thread was drawn, between the dusk and coming dawn. I knew it wasn't meant to be, but still it wrapped itself through me. If I could press rewind and pause, would you still stay within my cause? You didn't ask, you didn't stare, but something warm was in the air. And I don't know what this means, but something shifted in between. You didn't move, you didn't try, but still you lit a part of why. It may be gone, it may not show, but I remember soft and slow. The lights were low, the room half clear. You sat alone, still wrapped in gear. Your shirt pressed clean, your focus tight, while I just lingered out of sight. You didn't speak, you didn't glance, but left no room for second chance. Still something soft was in the air, like maybe once you'd seen me there. And I can't explain the way it stirred. No whisper said, no thoughtful word, but something passed too light to You're always sharp, you walk with pride, but never show what lives inside. I bring my tray, I find my seat, while you stay distant, calm, complete. The clock was slow, the day near done, but silence felt like loaded sun. You shifted once, adjusted sleeves, and still I stayed, though nothing leaves. They say you lead with perfect aim and never play a subtle game. But here with me, in fading light, you seemed a little less uptight. My blouse too plain, my hands unsure, still drawn to what I can't endure. I wore my thoughts like subtle lace, but still you held your steady face. Maybe I made it more than real, but I can't undo the way I feel. One look, one pause, no promise made, yet something soft refused to fade. And I can't explain the way it started. It wasn't loud, it wasn't heard, but I was changed before I knew, by something wordless pulled from you. You didn't see, or maybe did, but left me holding what I hid. The chairs were set, the room was bright. You stood in place, framed by the light. Your notes in hand, your gaze ahead, while I rehearsed the words I'd said. You didn't smile, you didn't frown, but something soft still lingered down. The way you moved, the way you stand, left questions resting in my hand. And I felt more than I could say in that calm before the day. You lead with quiet, steady pace, but I got lost inside that space. No lines were crossed, no moments changed, but still my heart was rearranged. You ride the streets before the dawn, while I arrive when night is gone. You always speak with perfect aim, and I just try to play the game. My sandwich cold, my mind was warm. Your silence had a subtle form. You looked at me, then looked away, but left me different anyway. They say you're sharp, composed, refined, but I still see what's left behind. The pause you take before you start, it echoes gently through my heart. I wore my best, I sat up tall, still wondering if you saw it all. You never said, but something stayed, like meaning just beneath the shade. Maybe it's just how you exist, a stillness wrapped in morning mist. But now I carry what you gave, in words unsaid, in ways you saved. And I felt more than I could say in that hush before the day. You never touched, you never tried, but left a mark I couldn't hide. No lines were crossed, no moments changed, but still my world was rearranged. We stepped inside, no words to say. The floor was cold, the light was gray. You held your coat and looked ahead, while I just fought the thoughts I fled. Your shirt was neat, your stance was sure, but something soft began to blur. You didn't smile, you didn't speak, but all the silence made me weak. They say you rise before the dawn, while I still yawn and stumble on. But in that lift, the world stood still, and all I sensed was something real. You never look for more than task, yet somehow warmth was in your mask. A fleeting look, a breath held tight, but it stayed with me past the night. You see the world in frames and lines, I feel in shades and undefined. We're nothing close, not meant to be, but still you changed a part of me. I wore my calm, I played it cool, but couldn't stop my breaking rule. You stood so still, so unaware, yet filled the air with something rare. Maybe it's just the time of year, but you felt closer, standing near. No promises, no backward glance, but something shifted circumstance. And I felt more than I could hide, just before the floors divide. You never turned, you never knew, but I'm still caught inside that view. A moment brief, a breath to glide, and I've been different since that ride. The table set, a quiet place. You look down with your usual grace, pen in hand, eyes on the page, while I rehearsed what not to say. You didn't know the way you sit could make my calm begin to split. The room was still, the air was tight, but something in you held me right. And I don't know why I stay in the space that feels halfway. You never touch, you never see, but somehow you unravel me. The clock keeps ticking, hearts stay shy. Still I'm caught in the way you sigh. You speak with care, you read with depth, while I pretend to catch my breath. Your world is built on subtle moves, while I get lost in silent grooves. I bring my tray, you bring your calm. You wear your silence like a charm. No sudden words, no reckless glance, but still I feel this quiet dance. They follow you, they hold you high, while I just try to not ask why. You fold your thoughts with practiced hands and never drift from where you stand. But when you look just once, not long, it's like the world forgets what's wrong. sat down slow, the day grown thin. You placed your cup, then tucked your grin. You spoke of things I'd heard before, but now they meant a little more. The sun was low, the lights were warm. You leaned with ease, a quiet form. Your sweater soft, your voice at ease. But I forgot how hearts find peace. And I felt too much too fast, in a moment not built to last. You never meant for me to see, but something changed inside of me. No touch, no plan, no clear invite, just the way you glowed in evening light. You laughed about the team today. I smiled but looked the other way. You said you're learning pretty quick, but praise from you, it always sticks. I wore my best, my blouse still neat, my sandwich cold, untouched beneath. You never asked what made me still, but somehow you just always will. They trust you deep, they call you kind, but never guess what's on your mind. I try to keep things black and white, but you bring color to the fight. You looked away to check the time, but I was stuck in some soft rhyme. A chain I wore, your glance too brief, still wrapped around my disbelief. Maybe you'll never really know how quiet moments start to grow. But here I am, and there you sit, and I'm still lost inside of it. And I felt too much too fast, though I knew it couldn't last. You didn't lean, you didn't try, but somehow left me asking why. It wasn't love, not yet, not quite, but you still stayed in evening light. You walked in early like the breeze, notes in hand, so at ease. A quiet nod, you take your seat, while I forget how to breathe. You always know just what to say, in every task you lead the way. But I get lost in how you move, trying not to show the truth. And I wonder if you ever see the way your calm is breaking me. You shine so bright in shades of grace, while I stay frozen in my place. You speak of goals, I speak in dreams, caught between what is and seems. The morning light was soft and white, cherry buds about to slide. You fixed your notes, I watched your hand, wishing you could pass by, talking all the while, and something warm I can't define hinders in this heart of mine. Maybe it's wrong, or maybe right, but something shifted in the light. Before the words, before the touch, there's a silence saying much. And I wonder if you ever see the way your calm is breaking me. You shine so bright in shades of grace, while I stay frozen in my place. No promises, no sweet escape, just this feeling I can't reshape. Cross with notes in hand, eyes like maps I'll never understand. You speak in facts so calm, so clear, while I sit still just wishing you'd hear. I held my meal, forgot to eat, too busy tracking your heartbeat. You move with logic, smooth and slow, and I can't help but want to know, how do I stop what I feel inside when you're the piece I try to hide? You don't see the way I glance, but I fall with every chance. This isn't love I planned to find, it's just falling between the lines. The leaves were turning golden red, while silent thoughts ran through my head. You strummed the air, your mind away. I wished I had the words to say. I wear soft tones and careful grace, but still can't match your steady pace. You build with skill, I feel too much, and yet I crave your voice, your touch. I lingered longer than I should. Your scent, your stillness felt like wood. Strong, unshaken, sure and deep, while I replay you in my sleep. You don't bend, you don't betray, but I'm the one who stays halfway. You're all plans and quiet strength, and I'm emotions stretched in length. If you knew what I've been hiding, would you smile or just keep riding? Maybe I'm not the one you see, but there's more to me than what I seem to be. How do I stop what I feel inside when you're the piece I try to hide? You don't see the way I glance, but I fall with every chance. This isn't love I planned to find, it's just falling between the lines. I saw you there with your coffee cup, soft light and silence filling up. Your hands moved slow, your gaze was clear. You didn't speak, but I felt you near. You wore the calm like second skin, while I still don't know where to begin. You're all control, I'm full of doubt, but something in me's reaching out. I shouldn't feel this way, I know, but when you're close it starts to show. Your world is built, mine's still in frame, but I still whisper your name. I pretend I'm fine, I play alone, but you're the reason in my song. Rain taps soft on window glass. You fix the lights as moments passed. I watch the way you take your time, while I just stumble line by line. My lunch untouched, thoughts running wild. You didn't see, but I just smiled. That moment bloomed and slipped away, but it's a memory that wants to stay. You ride through streets so quietly, while I'm stuck where I shouldn't be. I wear my best and speak my part, but you've already touched my heart. I shouldn't feel this way, I know, but still the feeling starts to grow. Your world is broke, and I'm still unsure, but something about you feels so pure. I pretend I'm fine, I play along, but you're the reason in my song. We'll ride through streets so quietly, while I'm stuck where I shouldn't be. You're steady, strong, I'm still unsure, but something about you feels so pure. I pretend I'm fine, I play along, but you're the reason in my song. But you're the reason in my song. You walked in, quiet fire in your stare, sharp as the suit you chose to wear. I sat across, pretending I'm fine, but you're the reason I lose my mind. The room felt still, like time had paused. Your voice measured, never lost. I clutched my notes, tried to breathe, but something in me wouldn't leave. I shouldn't feel this close to someone I barely know. You've got walls so high, so wide, while I'm still finding where to hide. I smile like it's all okay, but I replay your words all day. The outside chill crept through the glass, while we sat there watching time pass. You looked away deep in thought, and I froze in a feeling I never sought. I wore soft tones and nervous grace. You never look long at my face, but somehow I still found a spark in your calm in the quiet dark. You take the same ride every day. I watch your steps fade away. Wonder if you ever feel the pull of something just as real. You speak in plans and logic lines, it's a game, pretending I don't know your name. Maybe I'm wrong for feeling this, but what if truth hides in a wish? You're steady, sure, I'm all unsure. Still I hope for something more. But it's you I notice most. You've got walls I'll never climb, yet I dream of stolen time. I smile like it's all okay, but I carry your voice all day. You sat across the desk, so still. The light touched you like time stood still. You spoke in lines, calm and low, but there was more you'd never show. I brought my lunch in shaky hands, tried to act like I understand. You helped me once, your voice was kind, but it stirred something I tried to hide. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but my heart won't look away. You move with grace, I lose my pace. Still I long to see your face in this quiet, in this space. I'm just learning how to stay. You wear the dark like second skin, while I'm unsure of where I've been. My dress is plain, my words are small, but I still try to give it all. You carry thoughts like silent waves, while I get lost in what I crave. You don't see how my chest gets tight when your calm cuts through the light. The roads are cold, your wheels are fast. I wonder if you ever glance back. My world is filled with awkward starts, but you've already mapped your parts. You fix the flow, I fix my gaze. I wonder if you felt this haze, that moment when the world stands still and nothing fits, but you still feel. If I said it out loud, would you hear, or would you keep it crystal clear? You're strong, composed, I'm not quite there. Still I wish you'd feel the air. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I'm drawn to you each day. You walk through storms with steady feet, while I still stumble down the street. But here I am, right in your space, wearing hope I can't erase. You came in early, calm and clean, like you were part of some routine. Sharp eyes, quiet strength in place, but but I just froze when I saw your face. I fumbled through my coffee and files, still learning how to fake these smiles. You noticed nothing, or maybe you did, while I kept all these thoughts well hid. And I'm not supposed to feel this way. You're too far out, I'm just in the gray. You live by plans, I move through doubt, but I can't seem to shut it out. In this hush between the words, you're the loudest thing I've heard. The breeze was crisp, the leaves had turned, but in your eyes I never learned how to be still, how not to fall, while you stood steady through it all. I dress in dark, stay out of light. You walk like everything is right. You run at dawn, I run from fears, yet I find you pulling near. Your days are mapped, mine still in chalk. You speak in facts, I overtalk. You take the train, I watch the sky, and ask myself the reasons why. Why a glance could warm my chest, why I can't let my heart rest. I reach then stop, too much to lose, so I stay hidden in the truth I choose. Maybe you're too clear, too far above, but something soft feels close to love. If you looked back, would you see me, or just someone learning how to be? And I'm not supposed to feel this way, but some things bloom when skies are gray. You live by logic, I'm all heart, still I wish we weren't apart. In this hush between the words, you're the loudest thing I've heard. Mornings come with quiet weight. You walk in early, never late. That patterned shirt, your steady gaze. I lose my words in subtle ways. You speak with care, but few can see how calm hides depth beneath the sea. I try to match your perfect pace, but get lost watching your face. And I feel too much too soon, in this space where silence blooms. You're the calm in a stormy day, while I still search for what to say. I shouldn't want you, but I do, and it's breaking me in two. We share a roof above the crowd, where clouds roll in and thoughts get loud. You hold your drink, I hold my breath. Each small glance feels like a test. My hands still shake with every slide. You're so composed, I'm trying to hide. I speak too soft, I move too slow, but around you something starts to grow. You guide the team, they trust your word. Your voice is clear, mine's still unheard. You ride through life with quiet grace, while I just hope to find my place. I pedal fast, avoid the rain, but thoughts of you still leave a stain. A warmth I felt I can't explain, a tension sweet a gentle strain. Maybe you'll never see me this way, but I still hope for one small day where glances mean a little more and hearts unlock an unseen door. And I feel too much too soon in this space where silence blooms. You're the calm in a stormy day, while I still search for what to say. I shouldn't want you, but I do, and it's breaking me in two. You sat there with your quiet ways, fingers dancing through the rainy haze. You marked your page, then looked ahead, while all my thoughts were turning red. I held my lunch but couldn't eat, too busy counting every beat. You smiled, unaware of me, and I wondered what will never be. And I feel too much I can't disguise. Every word shows in my eyes. You're all composed, you speak so few, but I still lean too close to you. In this pause, there's something true, but I don't know what I should do. You hold your pen with gentle care. I watch the ink and try not to stare. Your mind's so sharp, your voice so kind. I lose my place, then fall behind. You never rush, you play it smooth, and I respond with nervous truth. I wish I had the words to say, but all my brave just fades away. It's always quiet when you're near, like sound itself just disappears. The light was low, the sky turned gray, but still I hoped you'd choose to stay. I saw a warmth beneath your tone and felt it echo in my home. Though nothing changed and no one knew, something in the air felt new. If I spoke now, You stayed behind when most had gone. The hum of lights, the air felt calm. Your sleeves rolled up, your focus set, while I held words I can't forget. You always speak with care and grace, never too fast, never out of place. I bring you notes, pretend I'm fine, but something shifts when our paths align. And I can't name what's in between, a quiet pause, a gentle scene. You lead with calm, I try to chase, still lost somewhere in your space. I smile like I always do, but there's a wish I hide from you. The leaves outside begin to fade, another season starts to trade. I eat alone, pretend I'm okay, but your voice still echoes from today. That pen you hold, the way you think, I catch my breath and watch you blink. You'll never know the way it feels when silence tells me what it steals. You ride away as dust sets in, while I stay stuck in might have beens. You never asked, I never said, but you still live inside my head. You offer help, you never guess how I hide nerves beneath my dress. And though I'm trying not to fall, I still lean in against it all. If timing's wrong, then let it be, but part of me still wants you to see that even quiet leaves a trace, and hearts too scared to show their face. And I can't name what's in between, a quiet pause, a gentle scene. You lead with calm, I try to chase, still lost somewhere in your space. I smile